missed any of these spectacular lighting plays across the sky over Georgetown, parts of Region 3, Region 6, and 10, chances are there will be a few more opportunities to see nature's awesome power by way of thunderstorms before the end of the current mild La Nina conditions affecting Guyana. Residents of Georgetown on September 8 last experienced Mother Nature's raw demonstration of potential destruction that it can rain down on Earth, with deafening peals of ear-splitting thunder and terrifying flashes of forked lightning. Many filmed the nature's writings in the sky, with shared images begging the question, was that in Guyana? Meteorologist Linda Niles of the hYDROMET Service Ministry of Agriculture says that while the lightning and thunder was spectacular and for many alarming, it is a normal phenomenon for this time of year and occurs quite often, though not over densely populated areas, as is the case this year.
Now, on the 8th of September, that was what precisely occurred. We had at the surface, to the mid-atmosphere, you had high levels of relative humidity, but there were no systems to produce thunderstorms. However, with the diurnal heating, we did have some thunderstorms developing inland of coastal regions, and later on in the day, towards dusk, around 6 o'clock, we had an upper level system moving into the area. Now, this system was moving first from the east towards the west, so the thunderstorms were traveling in that general direction. However, just about 8 o'clock in the night, that system stopped moving towards the west and moved towards the north of Guyana, towards the coast. So that resulted in the spectacular phenomena of lightning and thunder, the thunderstorm that was experienced. Now, this phenomenon is not new. This time of the year, it would normally occur, although we're in dry season, it would still occur. Last year we had the case of one such storm affecting Linden in Region 10. So it's nothing new. It occurs every year, but it was just that this time it occurred over a population center. Generally it would just occur, as I said before, in parts of Region 7, 8, 10, where the population is sparse and persons don't really notice it.
According to Mr. Owls, heavy moisture content in the atmosphere during the day often leads to the buildup of deep convective clouds that result in thunderstorms, as is the case now over several parts of coastal Guyana. He explained that for the thunderstorms to form, basically two things are needed: deep atmospheric moisture and a forcing mechanism.
So, basically, for thunderstorms to form, you need two basic ingredients, two things to occur. You need deep atmospheric moisture, in other words, high relative humidity from the surface to the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, and you need a forcing mechanism. Now, when I say a forcing mechanism, you need something that could take that moisture throughout the atmosphere and force the thunderstorms to grow and develop. Now, the forcing mechanisms could come in the form of a tropical wave, the intertropical convergence zone. It could come as localized effects, such as orographic lift. Orographic lift is nothing more than the winds hitting against the mountain and are then forced to rise. In addition to that, you could also have diurnal heating. That is, the sun rises, it heats up the surface and forces the air to rise, and hence the clouds, the convective clouds are developed. So, of lately, from the end of last month to about up to present, there has been a lot of moisture in the lower levels of the atmosphere. However, the upper atmosphere is dry, or for most of the time it was dry, and then there's been no large system that can cause this forcing to occur. For example, the ITCZ is to the north of us, and the tropical waves are also passing farther north of Guyana in the Atlantic. So the weather that we've been experiencing is basically orographic lifting and daytime heating. Now, these phenomena would normally occur in the afternoon, anytime after lunch when when the day is hottest, it will begin to occur, and it will affect places like southern parts of the coastal regions. That would be inland of regions 1 to 5 and 6. Also, parts of regions 7, 8, and 10 could also be affected by these phenomena.
From September through to November every year is usually a period of relatively dry weather conditions, transitioning from the period of rains that span the months of May through to July or August. This year's wet season saw above normal rainfall in several parts of the country. In some places, as much as 100 mm fell in one day. These included several bouts of high-intensity rainfall that resulted in flash floods and flooding in several low-lying areas. As Guyana transitioned into what was supposed to be the dry period, people began to complain of the unusually hot days and nights. Mr. Komal Chan Dairam is a specialist meteorologist at the hYDROMET service.
Most of you will recognize the temperature in Guyana has been warmer than usual in the day or in the night. And that is correct, what you are feeling. We have been forecasting above normal temperature. At this time of the year, we usually experience high temperature, and the coming month in October, going into early November, we will also experience high temperature. This has been forecasting over the past months, and we will continue to forecast this because of the predictors that we use in the oceans that is responsible for the temperature in Guyana.
So now, instead of a dry spell, the outlook for the September to November period is for mild La Nina conditions to prevail across Guyana, with a possible strengthening of La Nina towards the end of the year on into January of 2021.
The seasonal forecast for the remainder of the year, it's above normal rainfall. You would know that this time of the year we are in the longest dry season, and the dry season usually lasts until mid-November. But however, you would have recognized some intense rainfall, some lightning, etc. What is responsible for this is that we've been experiencing a mild La Nina. On the forecast, we are forecasting mild La Nina going on to be a moderate La Nina. What does this La Nina condition means for Guyana? It means that the Christmas rain that you will usually experience, this will be one of the year that you will experience this high intensity rainfall. In addition, we would have forecasted the normal amount of rain days. However, some of these days will experience higher than usual amount of rainfall, meaning it could reach up to 100 millimeter of rainfall per day during the Christmas season. This means that we will probably experience some flash floods and landslide where it usually can occur.
Farmers are being advised to log on to the hYDROMET's website at hydromet.gov.gy for information on expected weather for their part of the country, with a view to better planning of crop establishment and other agriculture-related activities. Of special use to farmers are the seasonal outlooks, which cover up to 3 months of forecast, the Farmer's Bulletin, Drought Bulletin, and daily weather forecasts. The role of the hYDROMET service of the Ministry of Agriculture is now taking center stage as farmers are being urged more and more to practice climate-smart agriculture in the execution of the business of agriculture in Guyana.